Show of the weekend, show of the weekend, show of the weekend, show of the weekend.
So I figured I'd do all of the show music but in Labo. It's good, right?
Can you turn it down?
Oh, well, I'm not quite sure of all the buttons yet, but I'll try. Everyone's a critic.
Show of the weekend, show of the weekend, show of the weekend, show of the weekend, show of the weekend.
Hey, stop being mean. I was very nice about your intro jingle, Luke.
Yes, well.
Bit loud.
Just a bit loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, my hearing's all out of whack now, so I might be talking slightly too uncomfortably loudly.
So I'm going to talk like this. Anyway, Luke, you've been playing video games, haven't you?
Yes. Yes, I have.
Yes. Which video game?
God of War, the God of War one.
Yeah.
I've played God of War, the video game. It's the first God of War game that I've played.
Yes.
It is brilliant.
Yeah.
I'm really, really enjoying it. It is basically part of the beautiful process that I call the unchartification of all games, whereby all games of all genres gradually coalesce to the perfect genre, which is
Uncharted.
High production values, roller coaster ride over the shoulder.
Well, Naughty Dog look over again.
Sorry, they're like, what? No, what? No,
No.
what? This is our idea. It's definitely borrowing something from that. It's borrowing from Dark Souls, I think, in the combat. The combat has been massively revamped. You could not really call this hack and slash. It feels much more like the kind of weighty, tactical, timing-based combat of Dark Souls that I am not good at at all. You've got your Kratos and you've got your axe and your Draugrs are coming towards you and you're like, and then shield and then parry and then throw it, and while they're frozen be like, oh, I'll punch this one and punch them all up until you can do a special kill and then summon the axe back through the heads of some other Draugr. Or like that's the idea.
Yeah.
Like
The axe is like, looking at the trailers and gameplay that I have seen so far, it's like a boomerang almost, isn't it?
At the beginning of the game, at least, and I'm sure it can be powered up with all different kinds of things, but you throw it, if it lands in an enemy, then that enemy will be sort of frozen, so it's a good way of like tactically managing the battlefield.
Yeah.
And it does feel like a battlefield when you get into these encounters. There tend to be quite a few enemies and they tend to be surrounding you, and they don't come one at a time, they're sort of everywhere, so you're kind of thinking about the 3D space of where you want to be and where's most advantageous, and so the ability to kind of freeze one in place is really appreciated. You've got Atreus, your son, who's on hand. He will shoot arrows on your command, and arrows kind of distract enemies away from you and towards him. So if you're like, son, shoot the arrows, you're like that, it'll be like, oh, thank God, you're going after my son now. What a relief. The combat feels quite deep and quite tactical, and it is challenging. It is a tough game. I set the difficulty to, I think it's called something like, give me a balanced experience. And I was like, who doesn't want a balanced experience? That sounds about right. So I tried that. But for the most part, it's okay. And then, occasionally I would get into like a big fight or something where I was dying a few times. Which is obviously absolutely fine, but because I didn't have very long with the game before I came here to talk about it, I wanted to get as far as I could. So a couple of times for fights, I dropped the difficulty down, like after dying. The difference is really, really remarkable. So like I dropped it down to, there's only one below like balance, which I think is like, just give me a story or something like that. It does make the combat really quite straightforward. Like every hit you does takes an enormous wedge of damage, and you take very little, and everything is just spraying health power-ups. They're just like coming down like rain. Never be ashamed if you're getting booked, because I find some games like dying is part of it, like Dark Souls. Sometimes you just want to like see everything once. You
Yeah.
don't want to kind of redo bits and pieces, especially I find in games that are really, really cinematic.
Yes.
Like games like God of War or like Uncharted. It looks absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it looks
I think
stunning.
It's beautiful, it's incredibly well presented, and it has that Naughty Dog-esque cinematic feel where it moves seamlessly between cutscenes and the actual action. Immediately, it gets you right into this very seamless, very fluid, very, very dramatic experience with some properly epic fights. There have been a couple of points where it does that thing where you've been in cutscene for quite a long time and you're like, oh yeah, this is brilliant, I'll pop the controller down, and then all of a sudden Kratos has to like drag himself forward or something, and I'm like, come on Kratos, oh, it's me, okay, and you're like, and he's like, now I'm walking.
Who was he?
The guy who is the game director is someone who's called Cory Barlog, and Cory Barlog was the director for the cinematics on some of the recent Tomb Raider games.
Oh,
like
that makes sense. The last two Tomb Raiders looked
Yeah.
beautiful, especially Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
And I'm not surprised actually, because like in both those games as well, there's been a lot of snow. You know, because people can do so much more with graphics if they want to nowadays. They're all like, look at all this snow we can make, and they did that a lot in Rise of the Tomb Raider.
The story is quite interesting because I'm not very far in, but already I can tell that it's one with some emotional depth. Going back to Cory Barlog, who's the creative director at Santa Monica Studios, who's like the sort of Sony in-house team that develop it, I read something where he said that the story's about like what happens when a destructive god who's very angry, and that's kind of what behold creates this whole deal. Like what happens when he tries to like settle down or tries to change who he is. I've read also that he says this kind of new spin on Kratos, where he's a paternal figure, was inspired by the birth of his own son, which I think is actually kind of a trend in video games.
Oh, and like so many children in games just because of like...
Because the developers are having kids
yeah,
now.
like all the developers are now of that age.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you're wondering why games used to be like Carmageddon, and now they're all like these father-son stories. You know.
Well, it was like, for a time it was like, save the lady, and then it's like, save the child.
So like, I think it's interesting how the medium emotionally matures as the people who are making it clearly go through a similar sort of journey. I suppose that's something that you get in video games because it's such a new, relatively new medium. So there's a little bit of like meta stuff to be thinking about while you're playing it as well. I don't want to give away any spoilers about the story, although, I mean, so far there really hasn't been very much to spoil. And actually, the sense I get is that the game is massive because like, it feels like an Uncharted game or something. But then I open the pause menu and it's like, oh, here's all the gem slots for your weapon. And like, oh, here's all the different armor bits you can wear and upgrade. And here's your like levels. And then I was looking at the talent trees and stuff. And I was like, oh my God, it's like a full RPG. And then I looked at the map and it's got all this bits. And I'm like, does this mean I'll be able to backtrack and stuff as well?
Yeah.
So actually, it's this weird blend of that kind of very, very linear cinematic Uncharted-y sort of like roller coaster ride kind of thing, but then I also definitely get the sense that there's going to be like RPG elements around as well.
Kind of like what, especially Rise of the Tomb Raider. The reboot is like you go through a linear story, but then you've still got the areas you can go back to and find things, and you can unlock outfits and different armor sets.
If you read the reviews, it's been absolutely heaped with praise.
Yeah.
I'm definitely enjoying it. I don't feel like I'm at the point where I fully clicked into like getting it or kind of figuring out what it is, but I'm pretty confident that that's just because I'm still pretty new into it. It's one of those games where when you're not playing it, you're like, can't wait to get home. All of the footage you're seeing was captured by me on a regular PlayStation 4. It's probably worth mentioning. I think it looks absolutely amazing. I would be interested to see how much better it looks on a PS4 Pro. So it's really, really cool. And yeah, looking forward to spending more time with Kratos and his
glorious beard
and weirdly aggressive parenting style. But you know he's gonna soften up.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Now his guard is up. Only fire! Only fire when I tell you to fire.
I'm sorry.
Do not be sorry. Be better
You know it. You know it. He says something amazing. It's like, close your heart to their suffering, or something like that.
They're trying to survive too.
Close your heart to it. On our journey, we will be attacked by all manner of creature. Close your heart to their desperation. Close your heart to their suffering.
It opens with some emotional stuff, and I feel like it's getting its claws around my heart, and then it's just waiting a few hours, and then it's gonna. Which is actually not too dissimilar to some of the finishing moves.
Yeah.
That's what Kratos is going to do to my emotions. Kratos is going to take my emotions and slap them on the floor, and then stamp on the head and pull the rest of the body off. But from God of War to God of Cardboard, it worked. Moving on. It's time for Nintendo Labo quiz. Ellen, are you ready?
Yeah!
Nintendo Labo is on sale in the US and Japan. That's right, those in the UK will have to wait till next week. These cardboard crafting kits combine origami with engineering and programming and bizarre mini-games, and they take advantage of the portable, modular nature of Nintendo's Switch console.
The Joy-Cons.
There we go.
Yeah.
So modular. It's a lot to take in. So let's break it down, kids, into a series of questions and challenges, at the end of which we presumably will have acquired wisdom. Ellen, Labo will test your mental and manual dexterity and is fun for all ages, despite clearly being aimed at quite young children. Ellen, what are some other things that you unashamedly love despite them being aimed at kids aged 3 and over?
Well, you're looking at a girl wearing a Bambi t-shirt, so...
Disney is the one, isn't it?
Yeah, it is the one. Like, Disney is...
Yeah, it is. I don't know how to tell you this, Andy. It can be enjoyed by all ages. It's designed to be enjoyed by all ages, but, you know, it is sort of primarily...
Andy looks so
Andy looks really upset right now.
If it's aimed at children, why did I have such a magical time at Disneyland?
Touché.
Fun fact, we all went to see Coco together and we had to do a group hug afterwards because we were all just like...
It was messy. Ellen, from this point on, we're going to need a little assistance.
Seamless.
Yeah. Labo turns ordinary, boring cardboard into amazing creations. Don't touch that yet. But accuracy, patience, and skill are required to do so. We're going to test your paper folding prowess now, as I
Right.
challenge you to make a paper plane capable of flying all the way to the other side of the studio.
Right, it's not very far.
Oh, confident! Well,
yeah.
studio's not very big. I'm going to give you 1 minute to do this. Ready?
Okay.
Go.
I used to know, like, there's a paper plane thing out there that is the ultimate paper plane that would take longer than a minute.
Okay.
And I can't remember it off the top of my head
Is
anymore.
it an actual plane?
But no, it's one where you kind of like take a bit off and then you add a tail, so like it balances it and it goes really far. It's really good.
Nice. Got 30 seconds left. Oh, large wings you're going for.
Yeah.
Oh, Ellen.
Wow.
10, 9, there it is. Are we finished?
Yeah.
Okay, talk us through it, Ellen.
Well, it's a twist on the classic paper plane where usually you would fold halfway so that it was like kind of equal between that and that. But this is kind of like a hybrid between your classic and the fancier one that I made
Nice.
once.
It looks real good, but can it reach the opposite wall of the studio? I'm going to film it from here. You guys are getting... Say hello, Ellen.
Hi.
You guys are getting now a new angle on the studio.
Hi.
Okay, Ellen.
Okay.
Here we go.
Right, James, I don't want to hurt you.
Well, it went up.
It did go up. It did go up
think
with
that
and it landed, which is
Gonna do one more try.
okay.
Okay, right.
Oh,
Oh,
last minute. Sped well, like a jet.
yeah. I tell you what, it didn't reach the opposite wall, but I really feel
It
like...
went further, but just in a different direction.
Well, I mean, it wasn't the brief, but I think that's very impressive. Oh, here we go.
Oh!
That was pretty good.
Backflip onto the sofa.
Very good, Ellen.
Thanks. Thanks, sir. Mr. Westaway. Thanks, Mr. Westaway.
Right on that in red. See me. Ellen, building is only one part of the Labo construction process. You must also excel at customization. There we go. Perfect. Ellen, I'm going to give you 4 minutes this time to customize your plane in keeping with the theme that's written on the inside of this envelope. Don't read it until the time has begun.
Sorry.
4 minutes.
Okay.
Ready, go. What's it
okay,
say?
Okay, Sniper Luigi's support jet.
Sniper Luigi's aerial support.
Right. Okay.
Is your craft glue.
Craft glue. Pipe cleaners, always good. Right. Okay.
Don't worry about it still flying well because, I mean, because it never did. So I think, may as well look good.
Oh, glitter pens.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the sparkles deflect enemy radar. Ellen's glued her hands together.
Medium-sized googly eyes. Come on, where's the little peely bit? I thought googly eyes are supposed to be fun, but they're not very appealing. I think glue's got in the eyes, so one's constantly looking behind.
That's fine. Weeping glue. Oh, nice. Oh, yes. I've let you go over time because this is very enjoyable to watch. Okay, Ellen, are you ready to talk us through what we're looking at?
What we're looking at. So, here is the ultimate Sniper Luigi.
Whoa, pretty good.
So,
pretty good. So talk us through its many features.
Well, you got some kind of, like, you know how you see planes in the sky and they leave like...
That's fine. That's meant to deploy, right, Ellen?
Yeah.
That's a fireable missile, I'm sure. Yep.
They are guns. And
yeah.
These are little explosions happening as they shoot off the... So right now there's some rapid fire and there's like... So this is like some pretty smoke trails that it leaves behind. Like when you see the red arrows here. And then there's just, your regular, like the white lines that some of the...
Yep, vapor trail.
Vapor trail.
Yep.
And then googly eyes because he means business. He's angry. He means business.
Little frowny eyebrows. Yeah.
This one has a bit of glue in it or something because now it's forever looking behind. But it's watching its six. He's always aware of his surroundings.
Staying frosty, always. Nice touch. I think it's great. Yeah. Would you like to hold it up to the... Oh, there goes a bit. There's glue everywhere.
It's all gone wrong.
The film show the week after this, Andy's going to be like, why is there glue everywhere?
I've just seen how stupid it looks right here.
Let's not test how it flies.
No, we've got to let it dry.
Let's just assume that it's gone fully supersonic. Let's see if Sniper Luigi likes it by showing it to Sniper Luigi, the Build-A-Bear Workshop version, which was a very kind gift given to us by fan Saul Reed, who we saw at Res recently.
Yes.
Look at this. What I like about this the most is that Saul had to go into the Build-A-Bear Workshop. We've seen the birth certificate because, Build-A-Bear,
He was like, they let me call it Sniper Luigi.
Sniper Luigi. Well, Sniper Luigi, what do you think of the prototype of your new support plane?
Yeah!
Yes, we've got Sniper Luigi's approval, so that's good. Let's move this to one side for now. So this is going to put this on the fridge. Ellen, Labo isn't just about folding and sticking. No. It's about science and understanding the fundamental mechanics of engineering. And now I have an engineering challenge for you, courtesy of Mike.
Oh no.
That's right.
Is it gonna explode things.
Well, Mike gave me this letter, Ellen. Would you like to read it aloud?
Okay. Ellen, I am entrusting you with my most prized possession, my giant pineapple. Right. Needless to say, you are. Can you see me behind this?
It's roughly Ellen-sized.
Needless to say, you are handling fragile and precious goods. Were any harm to befall,
The pineapple, I'm sure he means.
But he's just left
Mike's
it
written this
blank.
very badly. Mike, what are you like?
I would be heartbroken. You must carry them safely. But also, I don't want to spend a lot of money, so please construct something to carry my pineapple. Using only this flimsy A4 and a stapler. 70 GSM. That's not bad. It's fairly flimsy. That's very heavy.
It's quite weighty, isn't it? Here is your stapler.
Okay.
Here is your paper. 2 minutes.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Build.
Right. Test the weight. Done. So, what I want to do?
You've got to be able to lift it with one hand. Love the sound of a stapler.
Cool. Yeah, no, that's going to be a challenge.
Yep. Well, it's Mike's giant pineapple. We've got to be careful with it. I think it's a family heirloom. I think it's a Channel family. I think it's passed down. I think his great-great-grandfather discovered it in a mine in Cambodia. I'm going to give you an extra minute. You've got 1 minute left.
I've run out of staples.
Oh no!
Reload! Reload!
Oh, looks good. Looks good. Are you going to be able to lift it with one hand though?
Right, I think
Okay,
that's it.
I'm stopping the clock there. You went slightly over, but all will be forgiven if this works.
Okay.
Okay, do you want to just show the class what you've...
I've just made
A tent.
a tent.
We're not putting it to bed, Ellen.
That opens up.
And now...
Oh god, it is heavy. And I've also layered up on the paper as well, so I hope.
Can we just take a minute to appreciate how adorable the sleeping bag? Okay, Ellen. And now, here we go. Here we go. It works! It works! It holds! You have created the perfect receptacle for Mike's giant pineapple. He will be so pleased and feeling maternal about it. Well, Ellen, I think you've proved that you have an extremely good grasp of engineering, of
Grasp.
paper, grasp, and that you are ready, so ready
For Labo.
for Labo.
Good.
Let's see what you guys have been saying
In
the
the
comments.
Last week we looked at some more creepy Pokemon, and poor Andy ended up getting lamped. Literally. Who's that Pokemon? It's
Lampens!
Oh, lamp.
Hate its eyes. Hate the eyes.
How much damage can a lamp possibly do? Ah! Ow! That was clearly rhetorical.
I said sorry.
Commenter Music F3B saw how well that worked, saying, Ellen, use lamp. It's super effective.
Thanks. We also had a quick look at Phantump. These Pokemon are stumps possessed by the spirits of children who died in the forest. Their cries sound like eerie screams. And if you're curious to know what a child's soul stuffed into a tree stump sounds like when it cries, here it is. You know, that would make a really, really good text alert sound. But that would be in poor taste, right?
Yes.
Commenter DXJXC91 had some extra information about these ghostly trees, saying, Phantump's evolution, Trevenant, can control trees to trap people within forests so they can't leave. That should account for some of the children that get lost. That clears that up, then.
Elsewhere. Mike and I continued our adventures in Elder Scrolls Online expansion Somerset.
Maybe you can just jump over
I'm just gonna
these
leave-
ramparts.
Let's go see what this coral forest looks
Now
like.
it's time to open up the gates. As for the first time in forever, we'll be swimming towards the coral forest.
Commenter Dorky Nanny noticed a similarity between your character and someone else we might be looking for. Wait a minute. An orc woman who keeps singing modern songs and has a weird name is Susan, Dob's long-lost sister.
Oh my god! Potential closure at last. Weird thing is, Ellen, David C. noticed another similar character. Queen Irene spends her time with cats and wood elves. Sounds like someone else.
Oh my god, we could be besties! Marilyn and Irene for life!
Ellen, you know that you're not actually your D&D character, right?
Thornwhip! I've cast it too many times, sorry. 2 minutes, 4 hours. I'm just going to go into a trance.
Elsewhere? Ellen had me guessing the gaming characters behind Kratos' beard, and Andy stepped in to help.
Oh yeah.
Which one is it?
That's classic.
Is that classic? That's Solid Snake. It's Solid Snake from Metal Gear.
Commenter That Bat Guy noticed that Andy was throwing you off with his answer. Luke, buddy, Andy was wrong. That was Naked Snake / Big Boss. Guess his advice wasn't as solid as you'd have liked.
Damn his trickery.
That's alright, Luke, I still gave you the point. I mean, I tried to learn all of the clones from the Metal Gear series, but I just got a headache.
Oh, I hear that hiding in a small, dark and enclosed space can help with that.
Oh, wonder where I could find one of those.
But Ellen also had another set of people who she wanted me to guess.
Who are these guys?
Whoa! He looks the same. I look like I run a hardware shop. And I'm disapproving of the drill bit you just bought. Commenter Carlo Alexi Roxas thinks that your quiz was an elaborate scam, Ellen. Stop! Those beards weren't photoshopped on, they were photoshopped off.
Okay, it's true.
We're all in on it. You should see the money we spend editing them all out in post. We call it the Cavill effect.
Oh, by the way, Luke, I really like what you've done with the tash today. It's really
thank
good.
you. Yeah, it took quite a lot of wax in the end.
Yeah, I
And
can
by the way,
imagine.
I'm liking the braid.
Yeah,
Very elaborate.
Thank you. Well, I'm kind of going for the dwarven look because, play on my strengths, I'm sure.
Nice.
So,
Yeah.
it's really nice.
Cool. Well, Ellen, we managed to say everyone's names in the comments this week.
Matthew Rodriguez. Rodriguez. Matthew Rodriguez, but Matthew Rodriguez, but sorry, Matthew Rodriguez. I don't know why, because I can say the name Rodriguez, but as soon as I stare into that soulless eye of a camera, it goes Matthew. Look, it's hard when you have to put words in sentences.
Well, it's hard for you when I have to put words in sentences. Bring up some tears.
Right, I've got to not laugh because I just heard you properly sniff.
Oh. And as the flame was lit beneath Olaf's funeral pyre, Anna...
He's just not going to do it.
I have to be like face forward or something because it's not going to happen. Okay, but I wasn't the only one that corpsed on the sofa. She said to me to discuss a cover-up, okay, and says to come alone and burn this message.
I'm fine.
It was just gas escaping.
Yeah.
Or something. Well, guys, we've come to the end of Show of the Weekend.
Yes, we have.
But a very special thank you to everyone who came to say hello to us at Res.
Oh my goodness, you
It was
were
amazing.
all so lovely. Thank you to all of you who queued to say hi and came to see the D&D show.
Yes.
And we can't express just how grateful we are. My ego is going to be like the size of the planet
Yeah.
if you're not careful.
Everyone said such lovely things to us. We'll go full Hollywood. There it is. Oh gosh, it's happening already. And speaking of the live D&D, it went really well. And the video will be up very shortly. But now we can show you a little teaser clip. I gingerly approached the artifact exactly like that bit in Indiana Jones with this bag of sand.
Where did you find that bag of sand?
Time freezes.
What?
Oh no!
For you, Dob.
Oh. Okay.
Everyone else, the room goes entirely black. Dob, you feel... It's okay, it's okay. You feel strange energy coming out of this vessel, and it quests up your arm, and you feel it exploring every dark... Come on!
Whoa!
It's magical.
Magical.
Dragony dungeony.
We totally
That's
saw that
not a
clip before we filmed this, which is why we know of all of the details about it.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's going to be awesome. But yeah, thank you to everyone who came along. Wait, what's that I hear in the sky?
Oh no.
It's the
Oh no.
it's
It's
Sniper Luigi's support jet.
I'm gonna hide behind my
There's
thing.
not going to be anywhere to hide, Ellen.
Oh no, I'm gonna hide.
Not when the Elm Hands marked you.
Don't. I've got to hide in this
Marked you for
foliage.
termination.
But wait, there's someone else hiding in the foliage.
Oh my god! Its eyes are looking at me. Oh, a bit fell off.